Chapter 1. At a cafe on a bright plaza, most customers sit back, feeling the warmth of the sun, enjoying their cold drinks. But not Tim. He barely notices the sun. He doesn't really taste his coffee. For him, this corner affords a good view of the city, and in the teeterings of the passers-by, in the arc of a shopgirl's hand as she displays tea to an interested gentleman, Tim hopes to see clues. That night at the cinema, fictitious adventurers lunge implausibly across the screen. The audience here is mixed. Some are patrons of the cafe, now sitting excitedly in the plush chairs, eager for another new flavour for distraction from the boredom of their easy lives. Other seats hold fishermen and farm workers, hoping to forget their toils and rest their hands. Tim is here too, but he is scrutinising the gloss on the lips on the screen, measuring the angle of the plume from a distant helicopter crash. He thinks he discerns a message. When the cinema closes and most of the audience strolls down the plaza to the south, Tim goes north. People like Tim seem to live oppositely from the other residents of the city. Tide and riptide flowing against each other. Tim wants, like nothing else, to find the princess, to know her at last. For Tim, this would be momentous, sparking an intense light that embraces the world, a light that reveals the secrets long kept from us, that illuminates or materializes a final palace where we can exist in peace. But how would this be perceived by the other residents of the city, in the world that flows contrariwise? The light would be intense and warm at the beginning, but then flicker down to nothing, taking the castle with it. It would be like burning down the place we've always called home, where we played so innocently as children, destroying all hope of safety forever. Hello, and welcome back to Piece of the Puzzle. This is the finale of my Braid series, and in it we will be exploring World 1, where we go back to the very beginning of Tim's story. But the question is, does Tim ever find his princess? Well, we are going to find out today. Now we've completed all of the worlds inside the house. And we should be able to climb this ladder now to the top, as each of the worlds have added a few more rungs to this ladder. So here we are in the loft, where we can enter World 1. Now, interestingly, this world starts from the right-hand side and works towards the left, and perhaps that's a bit of a clue as to what's going to happen in this series. And straight away we can see something odd going on. It would appear time is going backwards, and that is once again reflected in the music and the soundtrack. I'm guessing if I hold down the shift key... Nice! It plays forwards, as you'd expect. So, these guys are constantly falling down here. Can I jump on their heads? I'm not sure if I can, because they're already dead. Oh, I can! Oh! They're not already dead. So the guys who are falling die in that spike pit, but it just so happens that this guy that died just underneath me now didn't actually die from the spike pit. He died because I was standing here, and anyway, their presence here should allow me to get up here nice and easily. I like this sort of idea of time where it's already happened. So yeah, these guys clearly all came out of the gun. In fact, if I go backwards, these guys all came out of the gun and they went straight into the spike pits and they died. Poor things. But not this one. This one died because I jumped on his head. And jumping on his head again will not do anything because he's already alive. Oh, but look at that. Ah, because this guy, because I killed him, he actually came from this other gun. So you see what... So, I like it. If he comes up here too, when he reverse falls off this platform, I should be able to jump on his head and get to the door. That is beautiful. This world is going to be very confusing. Ah, now you see we've got the same level, but there's no ladder. So, I guess, same principle. We're going to kill someone here, who obviously came out of the right-hand cannon up there. And if he fell off that platform, he's going to go up around here. Can I jump on his... Oh, missed. Oh, yeah, of course I remember, he killed me. Can I jump on his head all the way up? Oh, yes, I think I can. I just need to be slightly more skilled. There we go, nice. And I guess I repeat that here. Nice. I'm not sure I'll be able to do that and get to the door. So, let's bring two of these guys out. Because actually, I remember this timeline now, I killed two of them, didn't I? That's right. So I just bring them back to life there on the floor. Oops, nearly forgot to jump on his head. Oh. And there we go. Oops. Nice. And now I can do the same with this guy and jump across to the door. I love this already. Level 4 Braid. This world is going to be much shorter than the others. There's our princess. I've got you. Oof. Help! Right, I'm going to run down here then, I guess. Come down here, he says. Oh. I have a feeling we should move a little faster. Help! So here we are. The Princess and Braid are nearly reunited. And she's helping us by opening doors, and we will have the opportunity to help her too in a moment. Let's move as quickly as we can. Come on. Come on. Oh, that's not good. Maybe I should... There we go. Oh, that's close. Did she pull a... Did she pull that lever? I feel like something not happened there. Oh, there we go. Whew. It's right at the last second. Okay, fine. So we're running away from this wall on the right. Oh yeah, time's still going backwards. Forgot about that. There we go. And now I need to open a door for her. There we go. Classic sort of side-scroller level, except all played in reverse and using the tricks we've already learnt earlier in the level. Oh, I'm gonna have to. Oh, there we go. This guy's going up. Oh, that's not good enough. That will do. Oh, missed. There we go. That's freed her. Am I going to be able to run through here? I'm not sure I am. Oh. This is tricky. Right, now, how do I get past these guys? I can't... Oh, they're going back into that gun now. Ah, gotcha. Right, she's going to run through there, and now... You see, that guy just went into the other gun, so this guy will too. Which means I can get all the way through. That's brilliant. Because time's going backwards, we don't know where these guys actually came in from until the timelines realign themselves. Come on, that guy's... There we go. This one should go down in time, he says with confidence. Haha, she chopped that, apparently. And here we are at the end of Braid. And oh, there's our princess. Oh, that's weird. I'm walking backwards. Or is it weird, I wonder? There's our princess asleep. We seem to have this platform, I don't know if you noticed, was bubbling white, and landing on it has done something to time. And so now I'm running backwards. My keys are reversed. And look, there's a little star above her bed. That's nice. There doesn't appear to be anything else I can do. Oh, perhaps reverse time? What would happen if I go... Yeah, let's reverse now. After all my faffing. The fire's gone. Hey, look, he's walking. I'm reversing time, but he's running forwards. So we're replaying how I'm just holding down shift. We're replaying how this story actually started. He was outside her window. I'm not sure if there's something I'm supposed to be doing. I'm literally just rewinding at the moment. This is cool. Cool, I could jump high, can't I? Look at that. Whew. I'm not sure what's going on. Surely there must be a way to find the princess. We're so close yet so far. Can I climb up here? No, because it didn't happen before. Help! Come down here. Hey, hold on. Oh, the door's open now. Help! Oof. I've got you. Oh. How the story changes when it's seen in reverse. And this is back to the beginning. I'm still holding down shift just in case I want to go forward again. Was there a place where I could... Oh, maybe I can't go forward again. Maybe it has just created a new timeline for us. Interesting. So, is this the end of Braid? See what happens. Oh look, there we are back at the beginning of Braid. In his castle, perhaps. So that is Braid. Or is it? There is one last feature that we haven't seen, and I wanted to show you the basic story. What happens if you don't find all of these magical stars during your run, to give you the experience that I had first time I played through this game. But there was one star we missed, so I'm going to go into World 6 in this level, I believe. Yes, this is the one, the elevator. There is another hidden star that I deliberately skipped the first time round. And to get to it, we need to go up here. Now, I touched on it briefly while we were doing this level. And I think I said then that we will come back to this puzzle. But we need to go through all this process again. We'll drop our ring of slowness. You can really mess with the music in this one. I love it. It's kind of like putting your finger on an old record player and making it slow down when you're listening to it. Because we're going to hit this switch up here, and that's going to drop the ladder down. Oh, I don't want to reverse time to there, do I? But now if I stand on this platform, I can reverse time without it going anywhere. We did this to get that puzzle piece. timing is quite important because you need to do it before you stop glowing. Right, here we go. And then... oh, not quite far enough. Come on, lock. Yes, that'll do. Right. So now we are locked up here, and I can jump across the top of this level. And we've got ourselves another one of these reverse things. And there is our star up there on the left. Now that's only half the puzzle. We now need to get across this gap somehow, and the way to do that is here. Oh yes, there's a thanks rabbit. There's a rabbit here, and we need him hopefully to come over here. Can I run underneath him? I can, yeah. Yeah, he'll be alright there. He'll be alright, but I won't. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Oh, this is easier said than done. I remember this solution. I remember spending hours on this first time round. And there we go. We've got him up here. And I need him up here so that I can jump on his head. Now I'm going to make that a little bit easier for myself by putting this thing down. And... whoops. And jump up here. Can I jump up here? Not quite. So come over here about there-ish, I reckon. He's creepy in slow motion, isn't he? Right, come over one more, please, because there we go. Now, if you jump this way, that's probably perfect. If only I could get onto your head. And back up here, not quite. That's the one. Go on, there we go, that'll do. Right. Rewind to just before he takes off. And now I can jump on his head to get across this gap. And if I time this right, I should make it. There we go. Easy as that, you see. But that is the 7th star, and that makes all the difference in World 1. So let's go back to World 1 and see what difference it's made. Right, here we are again in the castle. How the story is told differently in reverse. Here is our villain, or perhaps hero, depending on your view and time. Come down here, he says. Right, here we go again. So here is the gauntlet run a second time, and see if you can spot the difference before I tell you what's going on. Once again, it's Braid and the princess working in tandem to help each other get through this schooling game. Gotta leave this bridge to the last minute, otherwise you bounce off it into the fire. And similarly, you need to leave this jump to the last second and hope that the princess saves you. Now, collecting all the stars on the previous worlds makes one key difference in this level. See if you can spot it before I point it out. Here it is. This lever and another one a little bit further on are now glowing green. And that means they are not affected by time, as we know. Whoops. Come on. Which means having changed them, I can rewind time back to the beginning, and the doors are already open for the princess, which means she can run ahead of me, and I can run straight past the levers without wasting time on them again. And that makes a big difference in a moment. So you'll see as we get to the next section, there's a couple of plants which are very carefully timed, and without that little trick you are stuck on the outside of this plant combination, and you can't get in between them. And Without that little trick, you wouldn't be able to stand here. And in a moment, we're going to create a time paradox. As this goes up, I'm going to jump on top of it. And Braid and the princess are together. Or are they? What's happened? Braid is now in the princess's world. But where's the princess? What's happened to the music? What's happened to the star that was above her bed? This is the final star of the game, and if I collect this as a reward for that little time paradox, we have found all the stars. Now, what happens? Where's the princess? I actually don't remember, so let's explore. We're running back on her route at the moment. Last time we held down shift. Shift isn't actually doing anything for me at the moment. We seem to be outside of time. What's happening? Oh, we can pull these levers now. Let's go. Oh, this wall has fallen down, and I can get to this door from the other side. And finally, we have the epilogue. The green books just serve as puzzle pieces for this last section, and the red books tell us our story. Here we go. This is the first section. The boy called for the girl to follow him, and he took her hand. He would protect her. They would make their way through this oppressive castle, fighting off the creatures made of smoke and doubt, escaping to a life of freedom. The boy wanted to protect the girl. He held her hand or put his arm around her shoulders in a walking embrace to help her feel supported and close to him amid the impersonal throngs of Manhattan. They turned and made their way towards Canal Street subway station, and he picked a path through the jostling crowds. While the page is open, you can find these singing pages which give you a little bit more information which you may have missed on your first run through, but here we go. His arm weighed upon her shoulders, felt constrictive around her neck. "You're burdening me with your ridiculous need," she said. Or she said, "You're going the wrong way and you're pulling me with you." In another time, another place, she said, "Stop yanking on my arm, you're hurting me." And you can hear there's another one here, but we need to open the red book first, which is down here. And then we can rewind to read that. He worked his ruler and compass. He inferred, he deduced, he scrutinized the fall of an apple, the twisting of metal orbs hanging from a thread. He was searching for the princess, and he would not stop until he found her, for he was hungry. He cut rats into pieces to examine their brains, implanted tungsten posts into the skulls of water-starved monkeys. Ghostly, she stood in front of him and looked into his eyes. "I am here," she said. "I am here. I want to touch you." She pleaded, "Look at me." But he would not see her. He only knew how to look at the outside of things. He scrutinized the fall of an apple, the twisting of metal orbs hanging from a thread. Through these clues he would find the princess, see her face. After an especially fervent night of tinkering, he kneeled behind the bunker in the desert. He held a piece of welder's glass up to his eye and waited. On that moment hung eternity. Time stood still. Space contracted to a pinpoint. It was as though the earth had opened up and the skies split. One felt as though he had been privileged to witness the birth of the world. Someone near him said, "It worked." Someone else said, "Now we are all sons of bitches." And if you didn't know, this is referencing the first ever test of a nuclear bomb, which was also known as the Manhattan Project, referenced earlier in this epilogue. Now, for a hidden page here, as we walk out, we're going to close it with these green books. The hidden page is here, but we have a time platform here, so we can reverse time. Just listen for the page turn as we reverse. There it goes. And that way we can walk back into this scene and listen to this hidden page. She stood tall and majestic. She radiated fury. She shouted, "Who has disturbed me?" But then the anger expelled. She felt the sadness beneath. She let her breath fall softly like a sigh, like ashes floating gently on the wind. She couldn't understand why he chose to flirt so closely with the death of the world. That's all the more poignant with the understanding that that's referring to the explosion of a nuclear bomb. The candy store. Everything he wanted was on the opposite side of that pane of glass. The store was decorated in bright colours, and the scent wafting out drove him crazy. He tried to rush for the door or get closer to the glass, but he couldn't. She held him back with great strength. Why would she hold him back? How might he break free of her grasp? He considered violence. And now once again we're trapped by these two green books on either side, but this time we can raise this platform and we will use that to reverse time and walk off this platform before we touch a book. And of course the next one is hidden behind here. They had been here before on their daily walks. She didn't mind his screams and his shrieks, or the way he yanked painfully on her braid to make her stop. He was too little to know better. She picked him up and hugged him. "No, baby," she said. He was shaking. She followed his gaze towards the treats sitting on pillows behind the glass. The chocolate bar and the magnetic monopole, the it from bit and the ethical calculus, and so many other things deeper inside. "Maybe when you're older, baby," she whispered, setting him back on his feet and leading him home. "Maybe when you're older." Every day thereafter, as before, she always walked him on a route that passed in front of the candy store. It does make you wonder, all this nuclear testing, but there we go. He cannot say that he has understood all of this. Possibly he's more confused now than ever, but all these moments he's contemplated, something has occurred. The moments feel substantial in his mind, like stones. Kneeling, reaching down towards the closest one, running his hand across it, he finds it smooth and slightly cold. He tests the stone's weight. He finds he can lift it, and the others too. He can fit them together to create a foundation, an embankment, a castle. To build a castle of appropriate size, he will need a great many stones, but what he's got now feels like an acceptable start. And here is Braid's castle, built on the moments he has contemplated throughout our time playing. Let's go out and see our final constellation. Well, there we go. That was Braid. We have completed it. There are all the stars, and if we look up now, we can see the princess clearly in that constellation. Did she ever really exist? Was she just a figment of Braid's imagination? We'll leave that for you to decide. But that is the end of this episode and the end of this series. So I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you were playing along, let me know how you got on in the comments below. What do you think of this game? If you know of any other games which feature time travel, then let me know, because I love that sort of thing. And I will feature it on this channel. But for now, I will say goodbye. And I'll see you all again soon for the next piece of the puzzle. Bye, bye.